in a series that the Philadelphia Phillies should have won at least 3 out of 4 games, if not swept. They came away with a series split in Washington against the Nationals, 2-2 in that 4-game series, including the series finale win Sunday morning against the Nationals, big 11-3. Saturday wasn't their best game. Taijuan Walker, however, pitched well enough, kept the team in the game, and they really had the opportunity to win that game with Taijuan Walker pitching pretty well. He went 6 2/3 innings in that 2-0 shutout loss to the Nationals Saturday. Unfortunately, he did allow a 2 RBI double in the 5th inning, but other than that, he was good. 6 2/3 innings, just those 2 runs. The Phillies offense couldn't get anything going. They did have 8 hits in that ballgame, but they scattered them around, and they were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Obviously, shut out 2-0. They came out swinging, though, Sunday in that morning start against the Nationals. They won 11-9 in that ballgame to salvage a series, to end that with a 2-2 series split, heading back home to Citizens Bank Park Monday against the Seattle Mariners. They did wrap up a long 10-game road trip, so you got to put that into a little bit of the factor there with some of the struggles. You're on the road for that long, 10 games. Usually you're not on that long, but the Phillies came away with the series finale win on a high note, coming back home in front of the home fans and trying to start another win streak back at the bank. They start a 3-game home series against the Seattle Mariners Monday here, and then it's part of a 6-game homestand. They also play a 3-game series against the Nationals before hitting the road again after that. Welcome to Phillies Daily, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Henley. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. The Phillies got some guys back in that Sunday's 11-9 win over the Washington Nationals. Notably, Aaron Nola was making his first MLB start, his first appearance back with the Phillies since May 14th. He was on the IL with ankle injury, rib injury. Just a very long stint for Aaron Nola, the veteran right-hander with the Phillies. First start on Sunday. Very high expectations, highly anticipated, especially with how the Phillies starting rotation has been in a little bit of a slump as of late. Not their best stuff, really, for all the starting pitchers. And now Zach Wheeler, obviously, on the IL himself. Aaron Nola, first 2 innings went pretty well. And then the 3rd inning, he ran into some trouble and some big trouble there in the 3rd inning against the Nationals offense. He got a strikeout to start that 3rd inning, and then everything just fell apart for Aaron Nola. He allowed 3 straight singles. One of those singles was an RBI single. A run did score. The Phillies did have an early lead, though, so it was just 6-1 at the time. The Phillies still had a big lead, but then Aaron Nola, right after that, allowed a walk, a 2 RBI single, a 2 RBI double, and then another RBI double. So all of a sudden, that 6-run lead disappeared, and then it was a tie game, brand new ball game, 6-6 there in the 3rd inning. Aaron Nola couldn't even make it out of that 3rd inning. He was replaced by Tanner Banks with just 1 out and a runner on second base there in the 3rd inning. Aaron Nola's final line, 2 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 1 walk, 6 earned runs, and 4 strikeouts in his first start back with the Phillies in the starting rotation since May 14th. Not what you like to see, not what he would like to see either, or the team. He now has a 6.92 ERA in 2025 with the Phillies. He was struggling pretty bad before he landed on the IL as well, if you all remember that. 6.92 ERA, very bad stuff out of Aaron Nola. Hopefully he can rebound in his next start back, get some of that rust out of him from today, and then put his foot on the gas and move forward in the right direction. Just tough stuff out of him. As I said, the starting pitching has been an issue as of late for the Phillies. Strength all season long, still one of the best rotations in baseball, but they do really need to step up here with Zach Wheeler now on the IL with no timeline for return with that blood clot near his right shoulder. And they can't be getting starts like this out of Aaron Nola like we saw on Sunday, despite the Phillies still winning that ball game, but it could have been a lot worse for the team. They could have went out of Washington with 3 losses in those 4 games. Luckily, they were able to still hold on to that lead, win the ball game, and come away with a 2-2 series split. Now, the other guy who returned was Alec Boehm, and he definitely did not struggle in his return to the Phillies lineup. Alec Bohm had a great day offensively for the Phillies. At first, in the first inning, he grounded into a fielder's choice. He was safe at first. Trey Turner scored off of that. Phillies had an early 1-0 lead. And then he hit a 3-run bomb, 3-run home run by Alec Bohm. The very next inning, in the second inning, gave the Phillies a very early and large 6-0 lead before Aaron Nola fell apart there in the third inning, and the Washington Nationals came back and tied it up 6-6. But Alec Bohm got off to a hot start with the Phillies. He also hit a single in the fourth inning, came around to score on a Weston Wilson 2 RBI single there, gave the Phillies an 8-6 lead in that fourth inning, and then he was also hit by a pitch in the eighth inning. So a very good day back with the Phillies in the starting lineup for Alec Bohm. Hopefully, he can build off of that and continue to stay hot for the Phillies like he was pretty much prior to that injury. Cooled off a little bit right before he landed on the IL, but the 2 months before that, very hot, one of the best hitters in Major League Baseball. And if Alec Bohm's going good in the middle of the lineup, then this Phillies lineup is just so much more dangerous than it is without him. The Phillies also just needed that rebound offensive performance. It wasn't just Alec Bohm who had a great day at the plate Sunday in that 11-9 to win. It was really the entire lineup. As I said earlier, they were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position in that 2-0 shutout loss Saturday to the Nationals. Different story, completely different story Sunday in that 11-9 win over the Nationals. The offense was cold there for a few games, ending that Cincinnati Reds series and then to start the National series as well. But just went nuts there in that Sunday victory. They had 12 hits, scored 11 runs in the series finale in that 11-9 win over the Nationals. They were 7 for 14 with runners in scoring position. That's a .500 batting average with runners in scoring position. Way better than the 0 for 7 in that Saturday 2-0 shutout loss. Trey Turner had 2 hits. Bryce Harper had 2 hits. Nick Castellanos had 2 hits. Alec Bohm had 2 hits as well in that ball game. In fact, Rafael Marchand, the Phillies' backup catcher, was the only one in the lineup not to record a hit for the Phillies. He was 0 for 5 in that 11-9 win on Sunday to wrap up that 4-game series against the Nationals. Regardless, very good day by the Phillies offense, and they need to build off of that too, heading into this Mariners series and this final month and a half or so of the regular season into the playoffs. Offense is way too talented to be going into these cold stretches like it was before Sunday's win. So hopefully that is just a step in the right direction for this Phillies lineup. Now, I did mention Zach Wheeler is on the IL. If you didn't see that, I'm sure you did because that was announced the other day. Now, we also saw Joan Duran left that game Friday after taking a comebacker on his foot/ankle area. So Zach Wheeler does have that blood clot near his right shoulder. He is out indefinitely. No timeline for return. Who knows when he's going to return? Hopefully he will be able to return and return strong before the end of the season and before the postseason. The Phillies definitely need Zach Wheeler in their starting rotation if they want a shot at the World Series in 2025. Duran, perfectly fine. He said he was fine after Friday night going into Saturday and all that. He didn't have to pitch Saturday because the Phillies were down 2-0, obviously, lost that game. He's the closer. He's not going to come in situations like that more often than not going to happen. Rare occasions maybe, but he did not pitch Saturday. He was carted off the field when he was originally hit Friday by that comebacker. X-rays were initially negative, and then, as I said he felt fine the next day. And if you didn't see the game Sunday, he did enter the ball game in the 9th inning to record the save for the Phillies. He came in for the final 2 outs in that win. He did inherit a runner on second base in relief of Max Lazar, who was really the only guy in the Phillies bullpen. They've had a whole list of them pitch in that win Sunday after Aaron Nola. Max Lazar allowed 3 runs there. Dicey ending for the Phillies. They brought in Duran to shut the door and secure that victory. He did just that. He recorded one strikeout, picked up the save in those final 2 outs when he came in the ball game. Obviously, that run from second that he inherited did not score. He's a perfect 5 for 5 in save opportunities since joining the Phillies at the trade deadline from the Minnesota Twins. He reached 102 miles per hour in that 11-9 win Sunday, so there's really nothing to worry about with Duran. He looked just as dominant and as electric as ever. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Phillies Daily. I'm your host, Mike Kennelly. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. 3-game home series starting with the Seattle Mariners here on Monday, and then another 3-game home series against the Washington Nationals following that. Hopefully the Phillies can build off this 11-9 victory. Hopefully the offense can stay cold to start this 3-game series against the Mariners, and hopefully the starting pitching can get back into the groove they were in for most of the season here in 2025 and get back on track. Again, thank you guys for watching. As always, go Phils.